Hello and welcome back to another video on Serious About Salvage. Today's video, we're back on the 2018 Ecosport ST line. I've got all the exterior parts for this car, so there's no reason why we can't strip it, hopefully get it built back up, and it should be then ready to go to the paint shop. Waiting for a few bits for the inside, but nothing really that's going to hold us up. So yeah, that's the plan for this video. I'm going to spin round, I'm going to dive in, I'll show you what we're going to do really. So there's the car, and this morning, just quickly before turning the camera on, I've just started to prep this bumper and wing. I've done this before, you've seen it on the channel. I just like to paint the edges, just so when it's together, they can paint the car as one and do the blending and stuff like that, and it guarantees that where they can't quite get the paint into. So like for instance this area, we know it's all painted, and there's going to be nothing showing through when you open doors or anything, that's all. Like all the face will get redone, so I'm not looking for a great finish, just a bit of paint on it, like under the bonnet there, stuff like that, you know. So that's why I do that. And also what it means is you can build up things like the bumper and put the trims back in, and they can paint over the top again, like I said, because I've got in behind where the trims already go on, you know. So again, there'll be no like primer showing through the joins and stuff like that. So in terms of the car, I want to get, obviously the front bumper wants to come off. We need to take this wing off because it's knackered. That's our replacement. But also, if you remember, this wing has a shoddy repair done to it. The body line is just non-existent. So that's being changed, and I've got one in colour for that. So that'll just be a straight swap over. So we're going to have to take the splash guards out. Other side's already out, because there is some fixings for the bumper to wing, like up here, some bolts. And I can't get to them with the splash guard in. So we'll whip that out. Obviously strip the bumper down, because all this is all good. We're going to reuse all this in our replacement. And then the other piece we need to remove is this headlight, because of the lens. If you remember, I've got a headlight with a perfect lens on it, so we can swap the lens over. So it's just going to be a case to see where we get to. Still a few bits short of the interior, but that won't stop us, like I said, doing the outside. And in theory it could quite easily go off to paint then, couldn't it? Whilst I decide, or wait for parts for the inside to come. So let's just get a bit of time lapse going. Let's see if we can just rip this front end off. I've not done one of these, so I don't know where all the fixings are. There's going to be some along the bottom. I know there's a fixing behind there and there. I would suggest probably along the grille as well, under the bonnet. It needs to open the bonnet. But yeah, not done one, so we're just, well, I've not taken the front end off one of these, put it that way, so we'll just have to see how it goes really. But I can't see it being too difficult. The original wheels back on now. I've had a new valve put on it. Everything's good there at the moment, so yeah, good stuff. Let's make a start. Righty then, that looks a bit different now, doesn't it? That's a whole lot of bumper, that. So, in terms of fixings, there is 3 8mm bolts in the wing. The splash guard's made up of various little plastic plugs, and for some reason, 5.5mm X-head bolts. I mean, that's a bit strange, really. So that'll do your wing to bumper and your splash guard. Along the underside, there is 5 8mm bolts, and then along the top, there is what were they? They were T35 Torx screws. Now I got slightly confused. If you noticed, I went across the top piece, which would have been, let's have a look, these, which it turns out you didn't need to undo because all they do is fasten it to this plastic backing piece. This backing piece screws to the actual slam panel through them 4, which again I think are T35 Torx. So yeah, don't make the same mistake I did. And then them 4 T35s were in them 4 slots. You got a bit of plastic ducting, and you got to disconnect the cable for the bonnet release as well. But other than that, it come off pretty good. Headlights are out. Reason being, like I just referred to in terms of these bolts and the ones further forwards, I thought I had to get 2 screws that were here behind the headlight, but I didn't have to. Like I said, you just do them 4 along the top and that'll bring it off. So that's it, yeah, it's all off, all straight, all looks good. No damage to this front panel whatsoever. All the guards are in place. All the rads look great. Yeah, very happy. So we need to, how's this? No, it's broken, isn't it? Yeah, right, we need to pull these wings off. In terms of the damaged one, it's already undone along the back, because I did that to stop it catching on the door. But there was, pretty sure the 10mm, there's a 10mm bolt about here. There's a 10mm bolt through the middle, and then there'll be 2 at the bottom, holding it to the sill. You've got a 10 there, and a 10 there. And then it's going to be attached to your wing bracket, which is this, and it's going to be 2 10mm nuts by the looks of it. We'll check on this side because there'll be less on this. 2 10mm bolts, them 2, there you go. And that's all your wing fixings, so that's the next step. Get these wings off, and we've dismantled it just as much as we need to. That's all we need to do. So yes, let's continue. Right then, that is the wings off as well. Completely stripped. We don't need to take any more parts off this car now. Everything's completely done. And I've actually already made a start putting it back together. I've got this wing on. I thought this wing was going to be a bit tricky. This is the patent part one. But in fairness, you know, that body line is looking good. So that's gone quite well. So yeah, next up we're going to put this wing on. We can proceed and refit this headlight, because that headlight's fine, but we do need to do the lens on that headlight, don't we, before that headlight can go in. And then swap all the parts over from the old bumper to the new, refit that, and jobs are good one. So just briefly, whilst we've got both these wings off, I just wanted to show you the difference, because this is obviously the replacement I bought for this side in colour. If you just look at that original body line, how it's a distinctive line. It's an edge, isn't it? It's quite sharp. And if you look at this one, it's just not there. It's just completely rounded off. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's so much, so many sanding lines under the paint. I don't know what's coming out on camera, to be fair, but it really does ruin the car. So I'm glad I bought that. I think it was £100. It's got a bit of a chip there, in all fairness, and a scratch there, but see what I can do with that when it's in place. But it should bolt up pretty easy. And we've moved the car forwards because there is one fixing in here. I've cut it to get it off, because you have to open the door. It is that one there. So if you're struggling to get the wing off, there it is. Other than that, they're very easy. Like I said, this one is from that side. You've got them two there, and then you've got that, and them two. Very easy to do. Come off well. So yeah, let's move forward, get this one on, deal with the headlights, and get it to where we need to get to be, basically, for the paint shop, really. So yeah, let's continue. Right, I've made a bit more progress. Some on camera, some off. You'll see in the time lapse I've just done. The headlamp lens, weirdly, removing the old lens from the original backing was really easy. So I thought I'll put camera on and I'll show removing the good lens from the bad backing, and it seemed to take forever. You'll have seen how long the time lapse was. I just don't know why it was stuck on so much better. I mean, this is obviously, this is the old backing. That's the old lens now. And you can see it's like a rubber seal. I don't know, they put it together maybe, and then they probably warm it and it like glues together. But yeah, they're the old two pieces. They're the two old pieces anyway. Then the new one is back in. I just threw it together off camera. It makes it quicker, less time lapse, because I'll just get grief for time lapse otherwise. Used the original bonding, put a little bit of my own stuff in there as well as I put it together, and then I sat it in a car outside in the sun for an hour, and it's set perfect, and it's really nice and strong that now actually. It's a nice lens actually. It looks good. Other sides in, you've seen that already. It all lines up great because nothing's moved on this car, nothing at all. Really happy with it all actually. Sorry, the sniffles, bit of hay fever. Everything lines up really well. And we've also got a built-up bumper, or most of it. This side's all done. Grills in, bottom pieces in. The only piece I'm having to look for at the moment is this piece. I might have to ring Ford for one because I have it, it's there, so I have the part number, but I can't find one. There isn't one. And I need that like ASAP. So other than that trim, all there is just the rubber little trim that goes along the bottom, which I can put on at a later date when it comes back from paint shop. And that's a complete bumper. So really now we need to fit this bumper to the car. We'll get it all plugged back in, make sure all the lights work. Must remember to put that underpan back up. And it is then ready to go to the paint shop. Obviously we've still got our bits and pieces inside, but I don't want to concentrate on that right now. I want to just get the exterior done and get it painted. So yeah, I'm really happy actually. Hopefully this bumper goes on nice. And everything lines up and good, and we'll be happy, won't we? So let's do that. Let's get the final piece on, make it look like a car again. Right, how well does that look? That's great. It's a brilliant fit. Look at them joins on that wing to bumper, bonnet to bumper, headlight, bumper to bonnet, wing to bonnet. I mean, everything. It just looks really good. It's all lined up really well, even around this side. Again, wing to bumper, bonnet to wing, headlight, all really does look good, actually. For a patent part bumper, it's actually gone quite well. Let's just see if them DRLs come on. Yeah, that one's on. And that one's on. Don't know if it's showing up on camera. What a good do. That's great. Right. Next, like I said, I need to find that corner piece like ASAP, because as far as I'm concerned now, that is going to go off to paint and get paint sorted, and then we'll finish it off when it comes back. So I'm really happy with that. Actually, it's come a long way. It looks really good. I was slightly concerned with the patent bumper, but we got away with this one. They're not always the best of fits, patent parts, you see, but I just couldn't find a suitable one, so I thought I'd give it a go, and it's good. Bit of a pain getting all the grills and everything in, but they always are. They're always a bit of a struggle. Really happy with that headlight. What a good do. Happy. Right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. There's nothing more I want to do. Like I said, I want to send it to paint shop. And yeah, must find, well, that's loose, isn't it? Oh, it's clipping back in. I've done it. Must deal with that seat. I've got to deal with that seat. Seat and bumper corner, that's all we need. Splash guard. I think I need splash guard as well. So 3 things. Alright guys, thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bonny looking car, this. Big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.